Hello friends, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. In the beginning of the movie, we see a girl named Ina playing CHALO in her room. But then her father comes into her room and slaps her hard. After that, he starts forcing Ina. Then Ina asks her father why he is doing this. Ina's father says, "I have done a lot of favors to you and your mother. So it is time to repay those people." Then Ina pushes him with her feet to save herself. Then something sharp enters her throat and she dies there. Now Ina is arrested in the case of her father's murder. After this, the police take her to court. After this, Ina tells the judge the truth that her father had tried to force her. And that's why she did all this to save herself. But when Ina's mother is called to court for testimony, then she tells the judge that my husband was a very good man. He can't do this to Ina. Whatever Ina told was a lie. Then on the basis of Ina's mother's testimony, Ina is sentenced to 4 years. After that, Ina is taken to jail. But after coming here, Ina sees that the people here are divided into 2 groups. One of them is the group of white prisoners, whose leader is Kuti, and the other group is of black prisoners, whose leader is Julie. Now all the new prisoners who had come there are taken to a hall in a line. They are made to stand. And there comes the jailer of that jail, whose name is Frank. And Frank explains some rules of the jail to those prisoners, and also says that if anyone tries to break the rules of the jail, a severe punishment will be given. After this, those prisoners are taken to his cell. When Ina comes inside her cell, then she meets a girl named Jenny, who is very quiet. Then the next day, all the prisoners are taken to a field where the leader of the white group, Kuti, comes to Ina. And she asks Ina to join her group, and also tells her if she joins her group. If she does not join, the leader of the black group will not leave her. And Ina did not want to join any group, so by refusing Kuti, she starts going from there. That's why Kuti thinks that Ina is insulting her. That's why when Ina is alone, Kuti reaches there with her group and starts beating Ina very badly. After which Ina comes to her cell and starts crying because of the pain. Seeing this, Jenny comes to her and shows her sympathy. During this time, both of them become attracted to each other, and they start becoming intimate there. And the next day, we see that the leader of the black group, Julie, also goes to Ina and asks Ina to join her group. And Ina also refuses her. That's why Julie starts troubling her. Now Ina is complete. Tyra had understood that she will have to join some group. That's why she goes to join Kuti's group. That's when Kuti tells her that to join our group, you will have to win our trust. That's why she asks Ina to beat Julie and come. Now Ina goes to Julie to prove herself and starts fighting with her. And a very long fight starts between the 2 of them. That's when the officers come and stop their fight. Now the officers come to know that Ina had attacked first. That's why the officers take Ina to punish her and take off all her clothes and lock her in a room for a night. Then the next day, Ina is brought to Frank's office, where Frank gives Ina an offer and says, "If you don't want to be locked in that dark room again, then you have to make me happy." Now Ina doesn't want to go back to that room, so she listens to him. And Frank starts taking advantage of her. After that, when Ina goes to meet Kuti, Kuti makes her drunk first. And she also starts taking advantage of Ina. And both of them enjoy completely. The next day, when Ina is sitting with her group, Julie goes and starts fighting with her because she wanted to take revenge from him. and that's why the fight starts between the two groups. After that, Ina is brought to Frank's office again, and this time too, Frank holds Ina responsible for this fight. That's why he gives Ina the same offer, that if you make me happy, I will forgive you. And this time too, Ina listens to Frank, and Frank takes advantage of her. And after that, when Ina comes back to her cell, she was very angry. That's why Jenny fights with her about some things. Ina slaps her once, because of which her lower lip tears. The next day, when the officers were checking everyone, they see Jenny's cut lip. And they know that Ina has done all this. And the officers take Ina back to Frank's office. And this time, Ina tells Frank that whatever you are doing with me is not right. Then Frank says that to save you from punishment, this is not everything. I can send you to such a place where it can be worse for you than this. Then Ina goes to the girl and asks for drugs, but the girl refuses him, saying that you will have to buy this time, because the girl wanted to get rid of Ina Shabbat of drugs. But Ina does not like this. And when she talks about leaving the girl's group, the girl gets angry hearing this, comes and pushes Ina out of her cell. Then Ina goes out and arranges drugs from another girl and starts injecting it in her body. Then the girl was watching her from a distance. Then the girl goes to Ina's cell and understands that she has to leave all this. But Ina does not listen to any of her, so the girl leaves there. When the leader of the black group, Julie, finds out that Ina has left the white group, then she thinks of taking revenge on Ina. And when Ina was bathing in the bathroom, then Julie goes there with her group and starts beating Ina very badly. Then Ina comes out and starts taking drugs from those girls again so that she forgets her sorrow. Then the girl comes there and starts beating all the girls who take drugs. And after a while, the officers also come there to stop them. But Ina puts a sharp stone around her neck and starts threatening the officers. But an officer catches Ina very cleverly and then takes off all Ina's clothes and locks her in a dark room for 3 days. There, Ina tries to kill herself with a plate of food because she was not able to bear the torture. Then we see Ina in a hospital in the jail, where a lot of girls taking drugs like Ina were being treated. And when Ina sees their condition, then Ina decides to quit drugs from that time. Then we see that Ina's mother comes to meet her in the jail. And she tells Ina that I have found out everything about my husband there. He was not a good man, and I have made a big mistake by giving testimony against you in the court. That's why I want to rectify my mistake now. After hearing all this, Ina goes to Frank and tells him that whatever you have to do with my body, do it. But in return, you will have toe-scape from the group of girls. Then Frank agrees to this. When the girl finds out that Ina is going to leave her group, then the girl fights with Anna and cuts her in the face. Then Ina is brought to the hospital. There Frank comes to meet Ina, and he touches Anna in the wrong way. Then the nurses standing next to Anna see all this. Now Ina also understood that Frank is not going to help her, and he is only taking advantage of her. That's why after Frank's departure, Ina tells everything to that nurse. That's when the nurse tells him, "My sister's husband works for the governor. He will definitely help you." But there Frank was watching them both on CCTV while talking. That's why he sends a prisoner and kills that nurse. Always Ina. He hangs him for breaking any rule of the jail, so that Frank can take advantage of him. Then Ina finds out that some officers are coming to interrogate. And Ina somehow thinks that those officers can show the truth of the prank in front of them. That's why Ina goes to the girl and tells the truth of Frank and asks for his help. The girl gives him a phone and says that whenever Frank calls you alone, you call him. Take it and record everything. When the next day Frank calls Ina alone, Ina goes to him with the phone and records all the movements. Then the next day when Ina tells all the officers about the prank, but no one believes her. But when Ina shows that recording to all the officers, then they believe that Ina is telling the truth. That's when the officers arrest the prank. And officers, they appreciate Ina's courage and accept her for bail. And Ina meets her mother after coming out, and with this, the movie ends here.